Oh, look at that mess back there. Oh, well. Hey!
Hey, guys, we're live.
Hi, friends.
Look who we have with us tonight.
You.
My friend.
You.
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 No,
I'm not touching you. All right, we're both a little quirky tonight.
Enough silliness. Enough silliness. And I have to apologize ahead, guys. If you can hear my dogs in the background, they are just a mess today. So I do apologize right out the gate for that one. Not a whole lot I can do with it. So what has your week looked like, Amber? What have you been up to? Hi, Melanie.
I actually got to some beading this week. Oh, there it is.
I found this on the web.
Not my watch. My watch is talking to me. So
that is so gorgeous, honey.
Thank you. This is from February, I think it was.
I think so too. Yeah, the heart. Mm-hmm.
So if you're new, thank you. If you're new with us, that's from the Creative Soul Jewel Box. And it's a monthly workshop that Jules puts together. And I didn't hear if we have any left for this month, but this month is a stellar one too.
Yeah.
So
this month is, yeah. Well, that headband's just gorgeous.
Yeah, we'll reveal it next week. So, but I'm sure you can send Jules a message and ask if there's any spots left.
I think we still have a couple May if she hasn't sold out.
Okay.
So, I haven't heard anything about June, but boy, that would be great.
Yeah,
if there were.
It's gorgeous. But you will need the large Wisdom Warrior for June's.
Yes, that's right. But she's a beauty. You won't, be mad about getting that. It's just a beautiful, you won't regret it.
It's a beautiful loom.
Well, it looks like we have Eileena. Hi, Eileena. Hi, Kathy. Melanie is here. Woo-woo.
Sandy's
Joni's here. Oh, nice. Sandy's
maybe it's
here.
Is it Elena, maybe?
Is it? Because, I'm not good with names. I always get mad because people butcher my name, but I do the same thing, They call me Tricia.
That's a new one.
What planet are you from? And I just say, just call me Trish. It's just easier.
I get called Amanda and Amy and
all kinds of names, huh?
Heather.
Nice.
Hey, Peggy. Hi, Joni. Joni, you're in PA too. That's awesome.
I pronounced it right.
Oh, how did you say it? Eileena.
I think I said Eileena.
Eileena.
I think.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. Hi, Becky. Did we hear who the winner is from last week?
I don't think, but you know what? I'll message Jules here and see if she can let us know.
Make sure we get that.
For sure, yes. And don't forget about our giveaway that we have every week, guys. It's awesome.
So if you're new with us, you can enter the giveaway. What you need to do is you subscribe to the YouTube channel and also to the newsletter. And I feel like there was something else.
Page.
That's it. Facebook
page.
Like
the Jewel Loom Facebook page. Yes. Those three things. And I believe, guys, it's for new subscribers only.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's what Jules said. So if you've already subscribed, unfortunately, I don't think there's, you can win the prize, but it's for new subscribers.
So invite your friends.
Yeah. Invite your friends in and
maybe they'll
win and split it.
Yeah, share the goodies, right?
That's what we'd like to do with our stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So I message her, so we'll wait to see. She might be out and about too. But if we don't, then of course we'll always announce it in the group and also in the on the Jewel Loom Facebook page.
Yes, and in the newsletter she usually does too. I'm glad you could join us too, Joni. That's with your grands though.
Yeah. I'm so glad you could join us as well. I don't know where Miss Vicky is. She's usually in the life of the party, and she's not here yet.
I know. Wow. Well, how about I'll spotlight myself and you can flip around because you've got a beautiful project to share with us tonight. So it is this beautiful, hey, Penny and Peggy and Helena. I think I got everybody there. So excited to have you all. Mixture of Facebook and YouTube and yeah, and I'm excited to be here with you guys tonight. So fun. But Tricia's gonna make this really, really pretty pearl bracelet with some really cool hoops. Sorry, we were a little behind the times in getting it posted and everything for you guys.
Yes, that was my fault.
It's just one of those weeks.
You can go ahead and put me up there.
Okay.
Okay, guys, here we are. And just to show you here, this was last month's Creative Soul box. This is the garden trellis bracelet that we did. So, come on. Isn't that gorgeous?
Wow.
And has the rose button. I love it. I love it.
It is so pretty.
So, my style, guys, in case you don't know, I like a lot of romantic looking jewelry, vintage, Victorian mixed with boho. I just really like, that kind of look. So I was fortunate this month and I was able to order. Jules has let us order what makes us happy as far as for our projects. So I was able to order in the colors that I liked and everything like that. So I came up with this. I'm calling it my Flirty pearl necklace or bracelet, excuse me. And this is the back of it, believe it or not. This is the back that has the button on it, okay? And then it's made with these gorgeous check pearls. You like that look too, Becky? It's awesome. I just love it.
It's so pretty.
Thank you. Thank you. It's simple, but it does look a little bit harder than what it really is. But I'm going to show you guys here. We're going to use leather tonight. So that'll be hopefully a good learning experience for you. I'm just going to set that here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to use the original loom this week. I love the original. You've probably heard this before, but I really enjoy working with the original. Let me just straighten this out a little bit. And for leather, with the original, I like to use the original with the bar in. So if you don't remember how to put the bar in, and I mean by using it with the bar in, I mean just letting it in there, not taking it out. And the reason for that is because if you take the bar out and say that you're working on the project over a few days, it may stretch your leather out and not give you the tightness that you need to continue your project. So it's just easier if I just leave the bar in. It works great. Whether I need to put it aside or not, then I don't have to worry. Okay, so to review what we do as far as putting the bar in our original jewel loom, you're going to, this is my belly area down here, guys, and you're going to press the bottom. Let me see if I can move this up so you can see it. There we go. And I'm going to press the bottom into my belly like so, and I'm going to just slightly flex the jewel loom, okay? I'm going to hook my bar in the bottom, and then I'm going to flex a little bit more and then push my rod into the top. Now, I'm sure you guys know, the bar, it's the Facebook user, whoever that is. I wish you let us know who you are because it's just showing up Facebook user. But yes, we always love bars. But get that off of me now. But yeah, right. That's a great kind of bar. But I lost my train of thought for a second. Okay, so once you get that in, you got to keep in mind, guys, number one, it's flexible, not bendable. So you want to be gentle and make small movements with your loom when you're putting your bar in. Also, And like I said, I know this is a review, but if your bar ends will not go in correctly, you can just take a plier and just open it up just a hair. Just put your plier on the end of that rod and just push it up slightly. So that way then your bars will go in comfortably and stay in for you. Okay, so we are going to, this is 1 millimeter tan leather. I love it. It is just gorgeous and supple to work with. This is from jewelloom.com. I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to tie my leather onto the button on the back. And what I do is I usually go around twice before I even tie it. And then I'm just going to tie 2 knots to hold this in place. That's what my preference is. It seems like that's plenty with all projects that I've done. So we're just going to tie that twice. And then this is going to be 3 rows, and they're going to be 4 wide. So what I mean by that, 4 grooves wide. So what we're going to do is we're just going to lay our leather in here in one of the grooves. And with this 1 millimeter leather, it fits in here very nicely. It sits nicely in the grooves. And then I'm just going to eyeball it and bring it over to the other side at approximately the same place. And then what I'm going to do, once it's in that groove, I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to catch this button on the back. Be sure you do not catch your rod, guys, because that will make your tension not be correct either. So just make sure you're doing that. And then we're going to skip 4, 2, 3. This is the hardest part for me because it's hard to see at my age, it's harder to see 1, 2, 3, 1 more. So we have 4 wide on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just like to double check. So we want to make sure our beautiful pearls and fire polish sit in there. And then we're going to go over to the other side. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, does anybody want dogs?
Aww. The poor things.
My girls are my heart, but man, today they are on my last nerve. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Let's slide that one over just a hair. That was going to give us 5. And then I just felt like this one moved on me over here. I just want to double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay. And then I just grab that button and I'm going to come back over the top here. And we're going to do 4 more wide. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then over to the other side. And we're just going to do, so if we're going to do 3 rows, you guys know that means we're going to need 4 strands because we always need 1 more strand than we have rows. 2, 3, 4. And I'm not putting it in the 4th groove. I'm putting it in the 5th groove, but I'm letting 4 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, just to make sure that's clear. All right, and I'm catching it on that back button again and bringing it up and doing 4 more. The leather's nice. It's pretty easy to warp because it's just really supple and bendable, and it just really likes to do what you want it to do. I'll hop this over 1 more.
I like leather too.
Yeah, it's so beautiful to work with. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay.
Facebook user, I do see your comments. It doesn't, but I haven't seen your name come up. I see the comment that says, do you see my comments? I'm not seeing any comments but mine. So I'm not sure who you are
Give
or what's going on.
permission, and that will help with that.
Oh,
for the Facebook
okay.
user. Yeah, she has to give StreamYard permission.
That makes sense.
So, and when you go into it, it asks, when you go into the live, it'll say, do you want to give StreamYard permission? And you need to go through that.
Oh, it's Vicky. Vicky, you're over there. Huh.
We were just asking where you were. There, see, she's lurking tonight. She's not even using her real name.
She's hiding out on us.
I'm just going to pop this one over, just double checking, make sure nothing moved on me. And then I'm going to turn it over, guys, and I'm going to wrap this around here one more time. Whoops. And again, don't catch that rod in with your leather. It will not be, it will not do well for your tension. Okay, so I'm just wrapping that around tight and holding my thumb on it. And then I'm just going to trim leather so I have enough room to tie it off. How did you get in here? I shut the door.
Oh, no.
Did you hear? She pushed it open with her nose. Oh. Brats beyond brats.
Oh.
That's okay. That's all right. She's 14. We'll let her go. So I'm just, I fed that underneath the other warps on the back here, and I'm just going to tie a knot. I fed that over, or fed that under, and then I'm just going to tie this like you would just a simple knot, overhand knot, and I'm going to do that twice. Okay. So when I do that, I'm kind of still holding it, and I'm pulling it and pulling it, and I don't let go till it gets right close to the knot, to the finish of tying it.
To the knot.
I know words, they work.
No, it's okay. Yeah. And are you holding it just so it doesn't break on you or something too? The leather?
No, I just want to hold that tension. I'm trying to hold the tension with my thumb, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so
I got you.
When I bring it over, I don't want to lose that tension, so I keep my thumb pressed down on it until I can get my first knot in. Once you get the first knot in, then you can do the second one. No problem, and I'm just tightening that, okay? And don't pull too hard on leather, guys. I mean, you want it taut, but you don't want to pull too hard on because it will snap if you pull too hard. Okay. So that's done. Our loom is worked. I want to show you what we're using. These are some gorgeous check glass pearls. I use the pink color in this one, and we will be finishing on a pink bracelet. But these are the taupe color, which are also very, very gorgeous. So you need 2 strands of those. Excuse me. Those are 6mm. And then you're going to need 2 strands of 6mm fire polish. And if that doesn't want to make you want to run and buy these right now, I don't know what will.
Those are just so beautiful.
Have you ever in your life? Okay, so we need 2 strands of those, and then we're going to need some 11-Os to do the loops on the end. Of course, your Wildfire, your tools, and your needle and a button. So these are the buttons that I got. This was just bought at a craft store. They have them hanging around, or you can get them if you want something that's decorative or whatever. But these are the buttons I chose for on this bracelet. So, okay, so let's get our thread tied on and get started on that. So I'm just going to take 1.5 wingspans of thread, because a lot of times you'll hear people say they take 2 wingspans to start. I have really long arms. So for me, 2 wingspans is way too long for me to do a project. So I like, if I have to add thread, I have to add it. I would rather just be more comfortable with the actual beading part and not have my thread wrapping around everything in sight. So 1.5 works for me. So I'm just threading my needle here. Hopefully this goes well. Right in the first time. Woo! We need to have a celebration for that one.
Party. It's a party.
That's craziness. That never happened. All right, so we have that done. And we're just going to tie on to the left-hand side. I'm going to leave enough space here so we can finish our bracelet off. So you want to kind of keep everything to the middle here. And I usually make about a 6 or 6.25 inch bracelet. So for me, that works out perfectly. I can just kind of center it up, and that gives me the area to tie on my button and etc. Okay, so I'm just going to wrap around this leftmost, move this up, the leather here of our warp, and I'm just going to tie it. I'm not going to crank down on the knot, I like to put in 2 knots, but not real tight knots in case I want to weave it back through.
Good.
I am one of those people that I don't mind a start knot on my pieces because a lot of times I use thread that blends in with my pieces anyway. So, you know, it works out okay for me. So let's scooch this over and get this stuff out of the way. And we're going to open up our pearls, a strand of our pearls here and a strand of our fire polish. And this is just a basic technique, guys. Excuse me. Your basic technique, but not so basic beads. And that's what really makes it over the top. You know, a lot of times your beads just will elevate something to another level, you know. Not on there.
Yes. Trish, did you announce last week that there was a giveaway? Do you recall?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. I may not have, though, because, you know, things were...
Yep.
Oh, maybe it wasn't. You know what? That was probably my fault. Because I was on by myself last week, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were. That's okay.
So, yeah. So anyway, you guys go ahead. The newbies, go head over and sign up for that. And you could win a really cool kit. Okay, so we're going to start out, and you can see on this bracelet, I decided to do the fire polish on the ends because I wanted these seed beads to kind of really pop off of the bracelet, the color of them. So I thought the fire polish did a great job of that. So I'm just going to pick up 3 of my fire polish.
We have a great question from Sandy here.
Sure.
Do you leave the bar in for leather projects?
Yes. That's why this is in. And the reason, I did talk about it earlier, but I'd be glad to explain it again. The reason that I leave the bar in for leather projects is because your leather will have a tendency to stretch out on your loom. And eventually you will have too much give in your leather, okay? Because your loom will just keep flattening out. That's just how it's made. So to keep the bar in for leather, it keeps you a nice taut top to use with your warps, and if you have to sit your project down for a day or two, you don't have to worry about it straightening out.
Right.
Aw.
You seeing our comments.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh. Anyway, okay, so I put my 3 beads on, my 3 fire polish, and I'm just feeding my needle underneath the leather.
Linda says that is just beautiful. She likes it too.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. It worked out so perfectly. It was just singing to me. So, So, and I'm just going to add those fire polish on there, and I'm holding that there with my hands, and I'm with my fingers underneath. And then I'm going to take my needle and go up over the top of the leather and through the beads, making sure that I am over top of the leather and going through the beads as I go across. So that's what you want it to look like. You want to be able to see that metal in those needles the metal in between the fire polisher beads that you're using. Okay. So I'm going to scooch it up just a hair because I saw it kind of back down. So I want to make sure that I have a good starting point. So I have enough leather. So I'm just going to pull that through. And I am using this gorgeous Wildfire. This is the beige. This is one of their newest colors. And Jules does carry that. And it looks so gorgeous with this natural leather and these pearls. This is just more like a muted version of the pink one.
Okay.
Which a lot of people would love that too, you know. I like muted versions of things too, you know.
Especially pink.
Yeah, definitely. And then we're just going to pick up 3 more fire polish. We're going to put 9 fire polish on each end of our pearls. Okay. Hopefully everything's in the... There we go. I'm trying to get 4 because I love them so much. And I'm just going to push those down on my thread. And then put my needle underneath. This is how I do it, guys, and I know I've showed you 100 times, but I just hold on to my thread when I'm feeding it under. It just seems a little bit more in control for me when I do it that way.
I like to hold it too. So.
Yeah. And as it's coming to the end, I can just continue with my hand pushing that up in between there. Okay. Yeah, the fire polish that's over there on Jules' site. That was so hard to
Oh,
pick. They are absolutely gorgeous. What I
they're
want to do is do an entire. We're gonna do, I believe, is that next week or the week after next week? Because you're next week.
yeah.
We're gonna do a fun, fully fire polish
Oh yeah.
bracelet.
I think that's
Mhm.
2 weeks.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
2 weeks. Yeah, so it will be to die for, I'm sure, because of the beads. It's a basic concept, but it just really
Yeah.
elevates it. Okay, so
Both
there's our. Sorry.
both Peggy and Rhonda say that that they're loving the colors, and Rhonda really likes the colors of the threads
Oh
that they
yes,
have
me
now.
too. They really make it. I do like that. So we have our 3 rows of our fire polish in again. Ooh ah, ooh ah. And then we're going to just start with our pearls then, and it's the same thing because they're both 6mm. So it's going to be the same process, except we're going to use our pearls. Now, what you want to do, guys, is as you go. I think I had made approximately a 6 or 6 1/4, and I have written here that I did 27 rows total of everything. So if you want to divide that, you have your. I think that it measured about an inch on the fire polish. So if you can kind of think, okay, there's an inch, there's an inch, and then I want to make the middle so long. Okay.
And how much would
3/4
you
of an
leave
inch.
for the end, like for your ending, like an inch for your button and stuff? Or
An inch. Would you mean for leather?
no, for when you're like if you have a 7-inch wrist, which is you made 6 1/4 with
I
the
mean,
bead.
yes, I have a 7-inch wrist. I have a 7-inch wrist. So I usually make a 6-inch bracelet is what I
Okay.
usually make. I leave an inch. Yes. Okay. Message received. Sorry about that. So we
And
just have our pearls here, guys, and we're going to do the same exact thing. Put these under.
yes, Vicky. I did see your earrings that you posted, and they were awesome. I loved
Oh,
them.
those are so gorgeous. Those are the the firecracker earrings. They were
Mm-hmm.
really, really pretty. Such a great project. And we're just going to continue with our pearls as we go here.
Vicky goes 27. I think I can count that high. 10 twice. Oh, we love you, Vicky.
Yes, we do. We were looking for you when your name wasn't popping up, and I'm like, wait a minute,
What's going on?
what's going on? We have our girls that always join us, Sandy
Yes.
and Peggy and everyone, Vicky
Yeah,
and
I think
Melanie.
a lot of the regulars are here tonight. So
Yes, we just have our own little cult following, I guess, and we deeply appreciate you guys. Believe me, it's no fun if you don't have anybody to demonstrate for.
So do we need a theme song now?
That probably would be good. Can you work on that for us?
Sure. I'll put Jeff on it.
Put Jeff on it. He's good with music. Mario is too. Maybe I'll send him your way.
Sounds good. We'll barbecue and they can play.
There you go. Because they need more to do.
They don't have enough on their plates.
Yeah. Now I'm noticing, guys, and I've said this before, like with seed beads, pearls have very small holes as well. My jewel loom needle is going through it snugly. Okay, so you can sew this part on with your jewel loom needle, and the reason I like to do that is because of the length of it. It makes it so much easier. But you could, if you were having trouble with the pearls that you have, you could change to a seed bead needle if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
They are just, pearls are known to have teeny tiny drill holes. So we'll do a little bit of this just to kind of get everything in place. And then we'll do our loops and our finish. Aw, Sandy, that's so sweet. You guys don't even know how much when you post your items that you make from our lives, how much it means to us.
Yeah.
It's just such a great feeling.
And Maria also says that your design is fabulous.
Oh,
Trish.
thank you. Guys, we just need to hug all of you.
I know.
And I know I'm just going to move this briefly so you guys can see this mess here. Just briefly.
Oh, I miss my girls.
I know. She's a mess. So that is my helper tonight.
Yeah, if you guys are in Pennsylvania or nearby, we hope to be at Bead Fest in August. We'd love to meet up with you guys.
That would be awesome. Okay, Bubba, I'm clean.
Oh, Becky says, or you can ream them.
Yes, that is true. You can ream them. And you know what, guys? For Christmas, I got the new Bead-A-Lawn electric
Oh, how
reamer.
is that?
That's awesome. And I got the cup burr attachment for the end.
Oh, did you?
As well. And boy, does it make it nice when you're making your wires. Oh, thank you, Linda. But it's actually a little girl. That's a girl. Her name's Kaylee. And then I also have a white standard poodle. Her name is Arwen. They are our babies. We do not have children, so they are definitely our children. We do have children. They just have fur.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're our buddies. This is going to be gorgeous. I can tell already. Oh, these pearls. Come on. Jules just gets such high quality stuff, and it just shows. It really does. Oh, goodness.
Penny says the doggy's making sure your elbow stays lubricated so it doesn't get sore.
That's true. This is true. I want more of those fire polish. I'm trying to pick those up.
Peggy had a great question. What is the millimeter of the beads?
These are 6mm pearls and 6mm fire polish. And then you're going to need some 11-0 seed beads to put the loops on.
Yeah.
And this is actually 1mm leather, in case you're wondering on that as well.
All of the links are in the description. I did put them in the comments at the beginning. If you need me to repost them, let me know.
Okay.
Oh, Sherry got the reamer and burr attachment as well.
It's great. Do you like it, Sherry? Oh, yes. You say I love them. I gotcha. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm going to have to shut the door on you again.
Vicky says, where did you have your elbows last? The fridge? Poodles are smart.
They are smart.
Oh, she grew up with a small poodle and a Siamese cat.
The cat was the boss.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Unfortunately, in our house, a cat would not be the boss because Arwen has other things in mind when she sees cats. So. And bunnies and birds. I mean, and squirrels. It's terrible. But it's only natural. They're waterfowl retrievers, hunters by heart. So it's just, we keep her away from those kind of critters.
Probably a good idea.
Yes. Kaylee liked to chase squirrels in her day, but she doesn't do that as much anymore.
She's good at playing catch, though. Fetch or...
Oh, she is. Yeah, she loves her toys. So we'll do a couple more rows here, guys. Actually, it looks like I got one more row left for these pearls. I didn't open my second strand. That's why you would need your second strand of 2 strands of the 6mm pearls and 2 strands of the fire polish.
Penny says, we know that you put peanut butter on your arm.
I did. I'm bribing her because I haven't seen her enough today. Oh, I'm home with them constantly in case you guys don't know that. But no, they're good. I don't know what I'd do without them for company. You and the girls, my mom, that's my saving grace.
Yes, meat. Well, now I got my pup.
Yes, you sure do. You know all about that. All right, guys. So this is our last row we're going to put in, but it is the concept of using the pearls in the middle and the fire polish on each end. And I have 9 fire polish on each end. So once you would get to this point, you would add your 9 fire polish on on the top. And I'm going to show you now how to add your loops on the other one. See how that's kind of, I'm coming off camera, but it's a little bit stuck in the pearl there. It does happen. It's just the pearls are teeny.
Yes.
So, all right. So let me set this one to the side, but hopefully you got the concept on that. I know my girls are on here are super, super smart and sharp. So
I can't wait to see what they do with this project.
Oh, me either. Oh, they're so talented. Much more than I am. I don't know how I got on this show and they didn't.
Oh, stop.
Anyway. Stop it. All right, guys. So I'm going to use these cute little pink seed beads. This color is Ceylon Innocent Pink.
Ooh.
I adore. So I'm going to move my instructions over here and bring my one that I have made. So this is what it looks like before you put your loops on the ends, guys. Now, on these loops, I'm going to tell you, I didn't count anything. I went in every bead, but I did it very differently because I just kind of picked up a row and sewed them in and then picked up a row. I didn't count any of them. And actually, I really like the way that turned out because it almost gave it like a florally appearance by doing that. Don't ask me why, don't ask me. But I just really like the way that just doing different sizes works. And a lot of times you can count and do different sizes for sure, guys. But I just found that it worked for me just to kind of go with whatever I felt was a good amount on my needle. So we'll give that a go. Let me see my pearl buttons in there. I'm going to need that. And if you guys haven't seen this bowl, look at this gorgeousness Amber got me.
Yay, I got that in Maine. People.
So gorgeous. That's glass in there. Oh, so anyway, on to the project. Back to the project. So I already have my needle here, and this is in the last bead that I sewed in, okay? And we're just going to work with it that way. So what I like to do to get started, because you know you have to go back in through the bead to make the loop, to get the loops going. So what I'll do is, since I'm coming out the top here, I'm going to go around this leather and go underneath on this bead.
Ah.
Okay, so that's going to secure it, because if I just went back through it, it will pull it out, you know. So it's going to secure it here, and then I push it up between the first and the second bead. Okay, so I pull that in. So now I can start with my loops. So we're just going to lay out a pile of seed beads, because I like to just scoop and just start picking them up little by little.
Vicky says, I have some rust-colored pearls and have some amber crystal beads. Sounds like a project for me.
Ooh, I can't wait to see, honey.
I know.
So I just picked up an odd amount of seed beads. And I'm just going to go, like, we're going to go over top of this bead, guys. And I know a lot of you know, but for any newbies out there, I want to go over it. I'm coming out this side, so when I put my beads on, so I want to go around and put my needle through that first bead again and through the second one, okay, when I'm tightening this on. All right. So we have that. And now we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to just scoop whatever amount you feel.
Hi, Nicole. Sorry.
Hi, Nicole. You'll find with me, guys, that I like to just fly by the seat of my pants when I make jewelry. It's just, that gives me the most creative space. And I find that if I don't box myself in, I do much better with my creativity. So that's just me personally. So if you see me say, well, you know, you can use this amount or you could use this or that, you know, because it needs to be flexible, because everybody has a different idea of what they like, you know, on their jewelry making.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just pulling that second loop. Now that one you can see it's much bigger. That's fine by me. That's the look I'm going for. So we came out, we went through the second bead, and now out through the third bead so we can put another loop.
So Vicky says, "Oh goody, we're gonna get loopy loomer." Sounds like a team name to me.
That's what we should call ourselves.
Yeah, definitely the loopy loomers over here.
Team Loomer. I love me some loops.
Oh,
So
yes.
again, I'm just picking those up, and I'm out through the side of this third one. So I'm going to go back through the third bead and out. Okay. I hope you guys know what I'm doing, can see what I'm doing here, but that gives you, I came in through the other side between the second and third, and then we're going out. I put my beads on, and then we're going to go out of the third. If I can get it to not loop around my loom. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, guys, I'm just going to take my needle on the end here and go into the next row. I'm going to skip over to this row, and I'm going to come up between the first and second bead again so we can continue our loops. Okay. And that tightens everything in there. And we're going to do the same thing on the second row. And if you mistakenly cut your piece off of the loom before you do this, you can add loops later. I've done it. But I do recommend, if you can do it on the loom, to do it. It just makes it a lot easier to manage the project. So we're going in through the first, in through the second, and loop. Uh-oh, what now? What now?
Penny used to be in a crochet group, and she never wore the t-shirt because it said "Happy Hookers." Yeah, no. Oh,
Yeah, that's a little sensitive.
yeah.
Especially around children.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I had to learn all that child sensitivity because we're not used to over here watching. But I'm trying. I'm learning.
You do a great job
with my side guy.
Yes.
So in through the second and out through the third. What's that, Amber?
Oh, Nicole is asking what you warped with.
I warped with 1 millimeter leather. Okay.
But you could certainly do hemp, but yes.
You could certainly do hemp. I just really like the quality that it makes. It kind of gives it a more high-end look, I think, especially with the ends. It's getting a little blurry, but
so pretty.
You know, but I mean, there we go.
There it is.
So you can see the 1 millimeter leather ends there with the fire polish on. You're welcome, honey. Okay, so we're just going to do our third bead in the second row. Same way, guys.
Vicky says, I do everything by the seat of my pants, too.
We usually get along well.
Right. Usually spandex or body shapers.
Oh, I just flipped my needle. I was laughing.
Oh, no.
Oh, there we go. That girl. He keeps us entertained.
I know.
So back through, and I'm going through that third bead. All right, into the next row. And out through the first bead between the first and the second. Same.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of basic techniques in this piece. It's just the way that everything's combined, I think, that makes it really nice, you know? Makes it really pretty. She agrees.
Thank you.
Haley. No. Oh, good. We're off to the races. Hang on one moment, guys. I'm going to shut my door again.
Anybody have any questions?
Make sure it's shut good this time.
Yeah.
And you know what looked cute even with this, guys? If you decided to use like a variety of colors, even for your
Ooh.
loops, that would be really pretty. You could do 2 or 3 colors, and that would really make
Yeah,
it
it would.
pop. And the reason I did that is because I felt like these loops just pop off of this fire polish. I think they would have kind of like got lost on the dark rose beads.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're going to do that. How much time are we doing on time? Still good?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I'm just going to put these loops on, guys.
Sorry. Oh, Penny says, that was my fault. I yelled, squirrel, to see if your dogs would mental out.
They will, believe me. They meant a lot less than that,
my
believe me,
goodness.
Penny.
Oh, that was wonderful, Penny. Thank you. That made my day.
You guys always do. Even if we're not feeling well or what's going on in life, you always bring laughter and light to our world. We
I
appreciate
know.
it. Sweethearts.
They are.
Okay. So we'll do one more loop on this side, and then what we can do is I'll take it off with only the one side done, and then I can add my loops later, like I said you can do. So that way then I can show you the finishing process as well, guys.
Great.
So we'll do this last loop. You get the idea. I think 9 loops. But I just see how that lays. It almost looks like a flower. Don't you think?
Totally.
I mean, that's my artist eye looking at it, but I know we're all creatives on here, so maybe you see it too.
I do.
It's not just me seeing things.
Well, that's questionable.
All right, so we're putting our last loop on there. Get this back in the range, the camera. And then now what I want to do, guys, is I want to tie this off. So my string is coming out the top, over top of the leather here. So I'm going to do the same thing we kind of did at the beginning, but go backwards on it. I'm going to wrap this wildfire around this outside warp by going in the bottom of the bead, and it's holding it there. That way then I can go in and I can stitch. Let me pull this thread back through here. I can not stitch, but I can tie my knot in the middle so it's less noticeable. Okay, so top, we're going to go in and around and through the bottom of the bead, and then I'm going to take my needle and bring it up on the other side of this leather. I know it's really hard to see. Okay, and we're just going to tie a couple knots here, and I'm going to go around the leather one more time. See that individual. Okay, and then I'm just going to tie it off, and I'm going to do that twice just to make sure that it has a good, and you're going to want to probably put some GS Hypo cement on your knots if you don't already know that. It does help to secure your wildfire from coming out, the wildfire knots from coming out. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same thing. And then once I get those 2 knots, I always take my needle and I put it down through the work, and I pull down, and it rotates that needle from being on top of the work to being on the bottom of the work.
What a helpful
So
tip.
that knot, yeah, it takes that knot down to the bottom. So if you just give that a little tug, it'll take it to the bottom of your work. And then you can just take your thread zapper or your cord cutters and just cut that off. All right. So let me get these seed beads out of the way so I don't spray them everywhere when I'm showing you how to finish this. And I just sprayed them everywhere, but that's okay.
Oh, no.
Right. They're not that bad. But anyway, so now picture, we have both of our ends done with loops. And now we're going to just cut it off of the loom. Now with this bar end, you don't have to worry about your, thank you, Mary. You don't have to worry about your loom recoiling on you like it does when you are taking work off of it. Normally, because your bar's out of it, so it's going to have more of a tension or more of a recoil when you take it off. So your bar's there. So all you have to do is just turn it over and snip it as close to the button as you can because you want to have as much leather as possible to work with to finish. Okay, so there's that, and you can see no recoil. All right, and then same thing on this side. We're going to cut that right there. And this, it leaves you a little bit of leather on here. You can always snip it off. Even these longer pieces you could keep, maybe use for earrings or something like that. Something simple. And I'm just going to set that loom to the side for us. And then it's just as simple as tying knots. You're going to tie 2 knots on each end. You have 4 strands, so it makes it very easy. So I'm just tying those 2 threads or leather strands together. Okay. And then same thing on the other side. All right.
Vicky made the comment that you could do picot edge the whole length of the pearls with the same
Don't
color.
think I didn't think of it. I was going to do it, and then I'm like, no. Just because I think I did picot last week or whenever. So I thought, let's just, but picot, please do. I want to see it with picot. I may even add it, who knows. So I have the 2 knots on this end. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Yeah, I was playing with that. And just settle it down, Trish. Settle it down.
Oh.
Because I would just keep adding and adding and adding. More is more to me, you know, guys.
Oh, the bling. But
don't pull too hard because you do not want your leather to get out of whack. You want it to stay straight. You don't want to get it like sort of deformed from tying it. Okay. Because I also have a tendency to, you know, crank down on things when I'm tying them off. Just telling you from experience, guys, hoping it can help you to avoid some of the mistakes I've made.
I hear you.
What I've done then, I have a nice amount of leather on either end to play with. Let me get this way and in the camera better. So I have a nice amount of leather on either side to play with, which is awesome. But I'm just making sure those knots, you can put some GS Hypo on your knots that you make with your leather as well. So what we're going to do first is put our button on because that will then enable us to decide what size buttonhole that we want. Okay. So what I do is I'm going to take 2 of the strands and I'm going to take the ends and I'm just going to cut them into a sharp point. It makes it so much easier to get it through your button shank. And this button shank on this particular button is very small. As you can see here, it just has one of those little tiny loops on it, but it does 2 strands of 1 millimeter will go through it. Let me just get that one a little bit shorter. So they're about the same. And then I'm just going to hold those together and feed that through the shank. And you can use any buttons, guys. Jules has some gorgeous ones in the shop, as always. But like I said, you can get, you know, just at any craft store, too, if you want something metal. See? So that pushed right through there. And cutting that, that's a good trick to keep in mind with leather. Because even with putting our fire polish or on the ends of the strands that we keep, you're going to want to cut that angle on it. Makes it easier. Okay, and then I'm just going to take these 2 threads on this side and tie it with these 2 threads to secure our button. When you leave yourself just a little wiggle room with your button, you don't want to crank down on it too hard, but it's enough to be able to have some movement with it. Okay, and I'm just going to tie that twice. Make sure I have it where I want it. It's looking good. And I can thank my friend Gloria for these gorgeous buttons. This was part of my birthday gift, so she did get me those.
So pretty.
Yeah, she did good. She knows me after 25 years. She sure knows me. So
there are some beautiful wooden buttons.
Oh, yes.
on jewelloom.com. So
Yes.
everything resides and lives at jewelloom.com. So,
and keep in mind, guys, with the wood buttons, if you want them to be like I did with this one, I just put some color on the edges of this rose button and how it just made it pop.
yeah, I
Something
love
that
what
simple.
you did there. Yeah.
You could put resin, you could put, a little resin in, sprinkle glitter, put some more resin on top. I mean, sky's the limit, guys. So we have our button on. So now I'm going to go on this side and I'm going to start making my button loop. And I'm just going to take these 4 strands and I'm going to treat these 2 and 2 just like they're one strand. And I'm going to tie them together to start making a loop. Okay. And I just kind of want to get that first knot in. And what I do, and maybe there's an easier way, you guys can tell me, but this is the way I do it. I put the beaded piece on my wrist and hold on to that knot that I made and then see if the button will fit through the amount of thread that I left there, or thread or leather. Okay. And so I think that's going to be a really good amount. So I'm just going to hold on to that and back that button out, and then tie another knot to secure it. All right. So I'm just going to check one more time just before I tighten everything down for good. Yep. I even could move it down just a hair. I think I will. Just let that bottom, since this is not tight, you can kind of tighten down that bottom knot that you made, bring it down a little closer, and then make sure you're centered as always so it doesn't look out of whack. And then snug it on down. Snug it on down the road. I don't even remember what that's from.
Gonna ease on down the
That's
road.
right. How could I forget?
It's all good.
My favorites. Okay, so what I do with this side, guys, I'm going to glue this with some GS Hypo, and I'm going to cut my leather strands. You don't want to cut right tight against it. You want to leave yourself just a little room there. And then make sure you put your glue on it. And then on this side, as you can see on the project that I had made already, I did add the fire polish to the buttonhole end on those.
Such a pretty addition. I love that.
I mean, you can't go wrong with those beads. You just can't. And the combination of things that I have here, just beautiful stuff. But so it's as simple as this, guys. Take a few of your fire polish, and then we're going to cut. I left mine different lengths because I kind of like the way that it just looked. I like the way that it looked. So I'm going to cut angles in the ends of all of my leather strands. Okay, so I'm just going to do the same thing that we just did earlier and just cutting that as an angle. It almost makes it like a needle.
Vicky says, got to have those dangle downs somewhere.
I mean, I'm the queen of dangle downs.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
We love our dangles.
Dangle downs. So, seem like there we go. It's coming a little loose. I'll have to go back through that. But then you're going to take your fire polish and you're just going to thread it on to your pieces of leather. It can be a little grumpy going through, so sometimes you have to kind of fiddle with it a little bit to kind of get it to go on. Of course, the first one I pick up is like, heck no.
Of course.
There we go. I'm going to cut this just a little more of an angle. I'm wondering if these have a little bit smaller holes than the ones that I used on my other project. Here, I'll just get those out and use them. These ones worked pretty good. Let's see if it makes a liar of me as well. I'm sure I could get it if I, messed with it long enough. But let's see.
Going for simple now.
Just going for simple. Yeah, he's arguing.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, what? It went on like butter.
Of course. But when you go live.
It took a little bit of finagling, but, you know, slow but sure.
Right.
And I'm just kind of pushing and twisting, guys. You could ream these holes as well, like one of our smart people said. Let's do that. Because I'm like fighting with it and I'm not thrilled about it. So I'm going to take my old school reamer here and just ream it out just a little bit more. Make life easier. See if that helped. Of course not. I at least want to show you one of them. Goodness sakes. It's not usually that hard.
I'm sorry, honey.
Oh, that's okay. Here it goes. Here it goes. Yeah, so just ream them a little bit if you have to, guys. That seems to do the trick. So I just fed that through, and I grabbed the end of it. I push my bead the whole way up, and then just make a little teeny tiny knot on the end. Of course, it worked on the shoulders. What?
Oh, Vicky. She said, hard to hold your teeth just right when you're talking to us.
Hold your teeth?
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I don't either, but
I don't know, honey. I know it's probably funny, but, you know, I'm a little slow. You might have to clarify that one for me.
Oh, I don't
So
know
I'm just
either.
going to take my tweezers here and help me get my end through with that. And I just pull that down to a nice, snug little knot. And then I just trim it so it looks nice. And there's one on. And then you just do the same thing. Apparently you have to ream them and then put them on.
Hey.
But that is the basic, guys. We'll do one more here, hopefully, and then we will be ready to sign off. And you're going to get a nice snip on that one again. Let's see if that helped. And if it didn't, well, you just getting C1 tonight then.
And that's okay.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm not one to give up. So
it's just the curse of the live.
I know, right? Well, we'll go with that, guys. You get the idea. Just thread it on there and just put your knot on the end. And you can take a little bit more time with it. I'm sorry, it's blurry, but
no worries.
But that gives you the idea.
Oh my goodness, so pretty.
Bracelet. And here's your finished one again. As always, guys, if you have any questions, anything like that, you can always reach out to us. We're happy to help.
Oh,
and there you go, guys.
I love it. Vicky clarified. You have to put your teeth and tongue just so while threading a bead or needle.
Yes, that is 100% right. Yes, I get it now. You are right, girl. You got to hold it just so, huh?
Well, I will.
Yep.
Spotlight me so you can flip around. Okay. All right.
Ooh, the hair. I must have been getting excited a little up in here. And everything's backwards on here, so I'm like, what?
Right, right. Yeah.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. I can't wait to finish these other two that I made. Somebody's going to be getting some pretty bracelets.
Of
course, this one's mine.
It's just gorgeous, honey.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just like Barbara.
Just like what?
Barbara. Just like butter.
All right, Barbara. Butter. Thanks.
All right. Don't forget to, if you're new to the show, don't forget to subscribe to everything. YouTube, newsletter, and Facebook for Jewel Loom. And we are designers for Jewel Loom. Everything's over at jewelloom.com. Tricia's affiliate link was in the comments and in the description. And we were so thankful to have you guys.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It's always fun.
And another fun project next week. Come join us.
Sir. Yes, ma'am. See you in the next one, guys. Thanks again.
Bye.
Bye.